over a year ago, I made my very first retrospective video, a Mirror's Edge retrospective, and to be honest, it wasn't that great. I feel like it really didn't do justice to Mirror's Edge. It was only a few minutes long, the microphone quality was garbage, and my voice was terrible. Not just in how young I sounded, but it was obviously my first time reading off of a script. My delivery was absolutely horrible. This is not going to be a Mirror's Edge retrospective remastered. It's going to be a Mirror's Edge retrospective remake. This time the remake is going to be better than its predecessor. But I'm not here to ridicule my older video that I recorded before I knew how to properly make these types of videos. You need those types of videos to know where you came from, and I feel like I've come a long way in just about 8 videos. Mirror's Edge was released about 9.5 years ago, and yet it still lingers in the back of my mind as one of my favorite games. I'm gonna get straight into the gameplay. The gameplay consists of fast-paced parkour with smooth controls and fancy moves. Your main character, Faith, can roll after landing, slide under low spaces, grab, turn around, of course jump, punch, kick, and control her very perception of time to easily grab weapons from enemies' hands, and just look cool. My favorite part is, melee attacks mix with different moves, so of course you can punch, do a jump kick, slide kick someone's dick, or do a low punch. The only downside is there's only one real melee attack, but it still works with the way melee mixes with different moves. Faith can also use various firearms taken from the hands of her foes. The weapons she can carry are the Colt M1911, the G18, the Remington M870 shotgun, the Neosted 2000, the MP5K, the Stayer TMP, the G36C, the Scar L, the Barrett M95, and the FN Mini-Me. Most weapons are seen in multiple locations throughout the game, but the rarest that most people aren't even aware of are the G18 and the Stayer TMP, as they're only seen once or twice in the game, and the G18 only has one enemy holding it. Using two-handed firearms will slow Faith down considerably, not allowing her to do parkour. Though weapons like the M1911, G18, and Stayer TMP are lightweight and allow Faith to run as she normally does. I personally enjoy the combat sequences, though most people dislike and see them as slowing down the pace of the game, and enough people dislike them to the point where you can't even use firearms in their more recent reboot of the game, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. The controls are smooth and responsive, leading to nice fast-paced movement and incredibly fun parkour. And the game finds a way to add weight to the movement, but not make it clunky using mechanics like building up momentum. I don't want to stick around on the gameplay for long, considering there isn't an extreme amount to talk about. I want to get into the real main course, the reason why this game forever lingers in my mind.
Come along, children. Now we're gonna have a little music. Like old times, like old times. Just now, I'll start the melody on the organ.
Visuals. The visuals are absolutely fucking beautiful, consisting of extremely bright whites and solid colors. Everything looks incredibly clean. You have to remember that the game came out over 9 years ago, and the graphics look incredible. It even has the NVIDIA physics engine behind it, which also looks great. This game came out just a year after Crisis, and it looks even better, but the graphics aren't what make it, it's the overall style. The clean city, the solid colors, all mixed to make the game into what I feel to be one of the greatest looking games ever, even outdoing newer games with better graphics. I think what makes the game so beautiful is the use of color. The bright whites used in Mirror's Edge artificially make it look much brighter than it actually is. Even without that, the bright solid colors of the interiors just look incredibly good and will never cease to. Even in the distance, there's a great amount of detail. Tall buildings, water, smoke coming from the tops of buildings, people walking on the streets below, and it all blends with the soft music to create a solid atmosphere. There really is no way to describe how fucking great this game looks, and how that combines with the smooth music and gameplay to just give me this feeling. This feeling that I'm absolutely hooked on, that no other game has given me since. The music is used perfectly to create atmosphere, along with the visuals and sound design. The soft ambient music playing in the background and the more peaceful segments in the game really help bring these together into this trio of atmosphere. There really is no way to describe how the game makes me feel, but whenever I look back, I always think of the bright visuals and the calm music playing in the peaceful sections. The music is also used greatly, staying in peaceful areas, but ramping up with fast-paced drums and heavy bass in the action areas. The story and levels see you as a lady named Faith, running for a secret messaging group, meant to send messages under the radar in a dystopian city where everything is heavily monitored by the government. Think North Korea but prettier. But it suddenly turned into a murder mystery after a political figure, Robert Pope, who is said to be attempting to fix the political situation, is assassinated by the government, then pinned on the runners as a setup. The main person who is blamed is the sister of Faith named Kate, as she was the one who was seen in the room when Pope was assassinated. It's later revealed that one of Faith's good friends, Celeste, was the one behind the assassination. Celeste was working undercover with the Pirandello-Kruger military corporation. I feel like the Celeste part takes it just a bit too far and makes the plot a bit too convoluted. I don't necessarily think it's a bad plot. In fact, I think it's a little bit better than most people make it out to be. My last topic is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I was actually thinking about downloading Mirror's Edge Catalyst again to get a good idea of what to say about it, but I would much rather not waste such valuable hard drive space and time on such a pile of shit. I'd rather spend my time playing Mirror's Edge for the iPhone or the Flash version, because at least those are more faithful recreations of what made Mirror's Edge so great. So instead I just watched some videos about it. Most agreed that it wasn't exactly the best game ever, and some liked it more than others. I think it doesn't even deserve the title of Mirror's Edge. The game takes the subtle dystopia of Mirror's Edge and turns it into a generic, in-your-face, futuristic dystopia, and the city of the game is a cluttered mess. While interiors of the game look a bit better than the exteriors, they're still cluttered and they feel like they are designed specifically for some thin Asian woman to go running around them. The characters are also thrown into more focus, and they aren't designed very well. Faith's rival, whatever his name is, looks like an edgy Mirror's Edge OC. And to be quite honest, Mirror's Edge just gave me an extraordinary feeling. One I can't describe, that no other game has made me feel, and Mirror's Edge Catalyst just doesn't recapture that feeling.
You know, niggas really be pissing me off. And niggas really be out here thinking I'm slow. But I swear to God, I'm fast as fuck. You think that I'm slow? Just race me.